Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth,
It seems like things are heating up between Oprah and Katt Williams because this time it's Oprah who is going off against Katt Williams for exposing her and being a puppet of Hollywood. Yes, Oprah's pretty mad and saying she'll mess up Katt's life because he made her look bad, calling her a puppet for the big shots in Hollywood. But hey, we all know Katt's not the type to step back from a challenge. He's clapping back at Oprah, promising to spill even more juicy details about her and aiming to bring her down. So let's dive right in and see how Oprah is handling the latest allegations made against her.
When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them. Nobody likes them.
Alright, so Oprah's had enough of all the shade thrown her way, and she's ready to hit back. She's stepping up to defend herself from all the talk, and guess who she's taking on? Katt Williams. Recently, there's been a lot of buzz about Oprah, especially after Taraji brought up how Oprah doesn't really support black women in showbiz as much as she claims. For ages, people saw Oprah as a big advocate for black rights in Hollywood and a generous philanthropist. But now, Katt's blowing the whistle, saying Oprah's not the saint we thought she was. In fact, she's even worse than anyone could have guessed. But hold on, there's more. Katt's saying that Oprah's been fooling us for a long time. He's accused her of being used by Hollywood bigwigs to control black artists and make them dance to their tune. He's pointing fingers at how Oprah's been undermining her own community, like how she treated Ludacris badly on her show. Remember, her show used to be the place for black celebs to showcase their latest work. But sometimes, Oprah would flip the script and make some of them look foolish. Take Ludacris, for example. He was there to talk about his role in the movie Crash, but Oprah switched gears and grilled him about his music and using the N-word, even though it had nothing to do with the movie. Ludacris was not cool with it, and he didn't hold back in a radio interview afterward.
I was there for Crash, for the movie.
Yeah.
And basically she said something about not agreeing with my music, but she thought I did great in it.
But there's more to this story. When the episode with Ludacris aired on Oprah's show, she edited out parts of his responses, making him look even more foolish. And he wasn't cool with it since the entire cast was present there.
Movie. And of course I was up there with the whole cast of Crash. And so I didn't necessarily feel like that needed to be said, you know.
Katt suggesting that what we've seen so far is just a tiny piece of the puzzle when it comes to Oprah using her platform for the wrong reasons. He didn't shy away from shading her for how she tried to tarnish Michael Jackson's legacy. Let's rewind to 1993. That's when MJ, the King of Pop, invited Oprah to Neverland Ranch for a rare interview. This was huge because MJ was super private. This interview boosted Oprah's fame big time, not just in the US, but around the world. For years, she even claimed to be MJ's buddy. But then, after Michael passed away, Oprah completely changed her tune. She jumped on the bandwagon of the Leaving Neverland documentary, casting MJ in a pretty bad light. She even dedicated a whole segment to interviewing Wade Robson and James Safechuck, MJ's former accusers. This stirred up a lot of drama, especially since Wade and James had previously sworn under oath that MJ never harmed them. So why was Oprah giving these guys a stage to restart the whole MJ controversy? It looked like she was trying to smear MJ's legacy by getting people talking about the allegations again. MJ fans have always hated her for this and called her out multiple times too. Oprah tried to justify it, saying she was highlighting this pattern of abuse in the industry. But this is where it gets really interesting. Considering Oprah's connections to other accused individuals like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, it's a bit ironic. Rumors suggest that she might have known about their shady activities before it all went public. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Oprah, the advocate for awareness, was close to these individuals involved in the very issues she was exposing.
He had Oprah Winfrey there with him, who entered the room and was swinging off his arm.
And there's more fuel to this fire. British actress Katie Noble spoke up, accusing Oprah, alongside Naomi Campbell, of assisting Harvey Weinstein in deceiving her. This adds another layer to the picture of Oprah, one that suggests hypocrisy. Here's Oprah, a figure advocating for awareness and change, yet possibly intertwined with individuals central to the issues she's publicly condemning. It's a twist that paints a complex and not so flattering picture of her role and intentions in the industry.
Like Oprah, Naomi, Rita, and Georgina, they all sat at his table. And for me, you know, meeting Oprah was like, oh my God.
According to Katt, Ora seemed too bothered by inappropriate behavior when it involved her friends. Katt highlighted how Oprah has been linked to several men accused of such misconduct. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Remember how Oprah was all about the Brazilian guy, John of God? He claimed to be a spiritual leader. Oprah didn't just endorse him, she flew to Brazil to meet him and was so impressed that she brought him on her show. But here's where it turns wild. Oprah stayed connected to John of God for years, but then suddenly he was exposed for some horrifying stuff, and practically all of it was beyond disturbing. And since Oprah was tied to this guy, she inevitably got dragged into the scandal. But Oprah, she kept it cool, like nothing had happened. No apologies, no explanations, she just deleted his videos from her website and stayed silent. No statement, no distancing from the scandal. It was as if John of God never existed in Oprah's world. And if you're wondering why this wasn't all over the US media, Katt suggests Oprah's powerful connections played a part in keeping it quiet. Now, about Oprah's school in South Africa, it wasn't long before it was embroiled in its own controversy. One of the matrons at the school got arrested on charges of inappropriate conduct with the female students, which is heartbreakingly sad. Then, the singer Seal, he hinted that Oprah knew about Harvey Weinstein's crime. He posted on Instagram basically saying that Oprah must have heard the rumors, but pretended not to know what was really happening. But here's where it gets even really more bizarre. Just 5 days after calling out Oprah, Seal faced battery charges, which were later dropped. An inside source revealed that Seal's accusers went to the police after seeing his Instagram post about Oprah and Weinstein. According to Katt, this wasn't a coincidence. Oprah tried to get back at Seal, landing him in trouble even though he was innocent. All this drama calmed down for a while until Taraji's recent revelations. She went off, saying she was fed up with being undervalued and not getting what she deserved. She was so serious about it that she almost walked away from Oprah's movie, The Color Purple, because the offer was just too low and frankly insulting.
Tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction.
When you hear all of these things, and who was at the helm of this production, James?
But the plot thickens with Gail's interview. Fans were not exactly jumping for joy with her approach. They felt she kind of danced around the real issues Taraji was fired up about. Why? Well, because Gail and Oprah are super tight. Gail's always been open about how Oprah gave her a career a major boost. They're like besties, so fans started thinking maybe Gail didn't press Taraji too hard because she didn't want Oprah to look bad. But here's the twist. Gail's careful steps were kind of pointless. The internet went wild with people calling out Oprah, unearthing her not-so-great history with black women in the industry. And that's when Katt Williams jumped into the fray, throwing some serious shade at Oprah. He accused her of trying to control Taraji and keeping her from rising up. The talk then shifted to how black artists are seriously underpaid. The math just doesn't add up. They might be promised a certain amount, but after taxes, agency fees, and all that, what they actually take home is just a tiny slice of the pie. Katt weighed in on this, questioning where we stand on this issue.
This too. Imagine you being at that point and have to humble yourself and say, they're not paying me.
Katt didn't hold back on his message to Oprah, dropping hints that he's got some dirt on her and that he's ready to bring her down.
I sure hope I have a Club Shay Shay after this air.
It's gonna be in a dimension it's never been.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So what do you think about all these allegations being brewed up against Oprah? Will Oprah finally respond to Katt Williams in a more open and direct way, or will she choose to stay silent? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below.